A detailed NCIS Season 21 recap, full spoilers. I'll break it down for you, giving you an overview, character plot lines, and then an episode-by-episode summary with key moments and implications. Quick overview: number of episodes. 10. Season cut short due to the 2023 writers and actors strikes, aired from February 12, 2024, to May 6, 2024. This is the first season without Dickie, David McCallum, following his death in 2023. The second episode offers a send-off, tribute. The season featured stronger character threads, focusing on Torres and his struggles with his past, and Parker's role as a new commander, yet the episode pattern remained consistent. Criminal cases connected to the Navy with 2 or 3 supporting character plot lines. The season also featured the 1000th episode of the NCIS franchise, and the 1000th in the franchise. Themes and main thread: season theme. Confronting the ghosts of the past and their impact on the agent, team's performance, particularly Nick Torres's trajectory following his confrontation with a man from his past at the finale and the beginning of the season. Important production line. Separate but interconnected cases involving themes such as corruption, fake identities, low-level trade and transfers, and sometimes insider threats targeting the agency. The climactic episode, episode 1000, ties part of this thread into a revenge attempt that may touch on old secrets. Character lines. What matters? Nick Torres, Wilma Valderrama. The season begins with Nick in a major predicament, facing an accusation, confrontation with a man who tortured his family in the past. And the story of the first episode highlights how close he came to losing everything due to a desire for revenge. This line focuses on a duality. Will he lose his job, personal life? Or will he overcome his past? Alden Parker, Gary Cole. As the new team leader, his role is clearly balancing opportunities and managing the risks of an element that could get out of control. Torres. He demonstrates a decisive leadership style and faces tests of trust from both inside and outside the team. Jessica Knight, Katrina Law. Deeper professional and personal sides emerge in the finale. She faces a significant professional situation, a job offer, an important decision, and in some episodes, she faces tests of job loyalty. Tim McKee, Sean Murray. A comedic, human side with minor family issues intersecting with investigations, the kitchen, home segments. Jimmy Palmer, Brian Dietzen, and Cassie Hines, Diona Reasonova. Professional and personal storylines intertwine. Some episodes give Cassie a more confrontational and involved role, and Palmer faces a professional, personal decision at the end of the season. Important production notes: the short season, 10 episodes, is due to the impact of the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes. Therefore, the narrative is more focused and condensed. Important guest return. Michael Weatherly, Tony Donozzo, makes a guest appearance in a tribute episode, paired with a memorable moment for Ducky. Detailed episode-by-episode summary, 10 episodes, in boring detail. Greater than note. I use official episode summaries and press reviews for key plot details. Episode 1, Algondia, February 12, 2024. Dramatic opening. After the previous finale, Torres reunites with a man from his family's past, Morris Reaver, and an old confrontation unfolds with consequences. The investigation takes a delicate turn as video evidence puts him at risk of arrest. The team works on 2 lines, protecting NCIS's reputation and establishing the truth. The finale leaves a high note of tension when Torres is apparently arrested, and a desperate call reaches Parker, a sign that the story isn't over. Episode 2. The Stories We Leave Behind, February 19, 2024. A tribute episode and a farewell to Ducky. The team works on a case that left an impact, Ducky's unfinished case. While processing the loss of their historic colleague, there are woven flashbacks that honor Dickie's character. And Michael Weatherly's appearance with Palmer is an emotional touch. The episode represents a moment of harmony between the investigation and the mourning of a dear colleague. Episode 3. Lifeline, February 26, 2024. Technical, medical case. The team deals with a case involving a medical lead or emergency services. The episode's title refers to a lifeline, details a traditional medical, military investigation with human touches about the story's heroes' ethical decisions. The episode also shows the pressures of teams conducting overlapping investigations. Episode 4. Left Unsaid, March 4, 2024. A personal case that reveals secrets between detectives, families, or witnesses. A well-directed episode. Production credit, Daniela Rua of NCIS. Los Angeles. That deals with a human line that opens doors to our knowledge of the personal histories of some of the guests. The team balances emotion and mission. Episode 5. The Plan, March 25, 2024. A security investigation with administrative implications. Greater coordination with other teams is demonstrated. A hint at the presence of outside agencies, collaborators. And a scene shows tension between McGee and his home environment, a comedic touch, as the case presents a practical challenge for the team. Episode 6. Strange Invaders, April 1st, 2024. A strange episode. A missing Navy pilot's body bearing unexpected traces leads some environmentalists to the theory of UFOs, phenomena, but the investigation descends into a dark human reality. The episode uses elements of a popular UFO conspiracy to mask a horrific crime, while the team is subjected to media obfuscation attempts. Episode 7. 1,000 Yards, April 15th, 2024. The 1000th, ceremonial, episode, a pivotal episode. This episode was the 1000th in the NCIS franchise. A cold case is tied to a daring act of revenge, linked to an old incident. So much so that Vance is shot while visiting his wife's grave, a case that brings back past high-profile cases, an indication that the entire agency is in grave danger. The episode strikes a balance between historical celebration and narrative that establishes an important plotline. Episode 8. Heartless, April 22, 2024. A murder, kidnapping case stemming from a drug trafficking ring or medical conspiracy. The team investigates the motives of a medical scientist, a renowned heart surgeon mentioned as a character in the episode, and the revelations reveal overlapping interests and local corruption. A side character, a patient, victim, plays a role in unraveling the plot. Episode 9. Prime Cut, April 29, 2024. Just before the finale. An episode transporting Knight and Torres to Texas to investigate the remains of a crime linked to a double life. Elements of a rural, Yellowstone-esque drama are used as the team discovers that behind legitimate business operations lies a criminal network. Episode 8. Heartless, April 22, 2024. A murder, kidnapping case stemming from a drug trafficking ring or medical conspiracy. The team investigates the motives of a medical scientist, a renowned heart surgeon mentioned as a character in the episode, and the revelations reveal overlapping interests and local corruption. A side character, a patient, victim, plays a role in unraveling the plot. Episode 9. Prime Cut, April 29, 2024. Just before the finale. An episode transporting Knight and Torres to Texas to investigate the remains of a crime linked to a double life. Elements of a rural, Yellowstone-esque drama are used as the team discovers that behind legitimate business operations lies a criminal network, violent scenes and dismemberment as evidence. Meanwhile, small threads from McGee's life and home return to relieve the tension with human scenes. Episode 10, Reef Madness, May 6, 2024. Final. The finale brings the season's caseload to a temporary close. 3 bodies are found on an old naval vessel slated for conversion into an artificial reef. And Parker and Nate are trapped inside when they're locked inside. A tense rescue, race against time. On land, the team connects the victims to a web of connections that leads to surprising perpetrators, a wife, uncle from an episode. And there's also a major career decision for Nate, an internship offer, a react position. The finale isn't a swanky one, but it leaves open paths for the next season. Epilogue and supplemental basket pivotal point. The season focused on deepening the characters after major changes, Ducky's absence, a new captain, and used the short season to give each episode a more focused feel rather than a long narrative stretch.